I know a lot of Met fans over the last couple of years, when they added Eppler, they added all these GMs, and all the craziness happened over the last 2 seasons. Somebody getting drunk, getting fired. The Mets, for all the talent, all the money they have invested in this organization, $1.5 billion in 2.5 years of Uncle Stevie's money. It's been 2 years in the last 3 that they were under 500. He was manager of the year last year, and then they decide to part ways with him. The organization never wins. As a Yankee fan, I know a lot of people want to throw Brian Cashman under the bus and Aaron Boone. 35 seasons with over 500 baseball. I know Yankee fans want to see championships, but at least they're winning. The Mets in the last 3 seasons, 2 out of the 3, they were under 500 baseball. They bring in all these different guys, and they thought they were going to get it right. Billy Eppler, part of the Yankees organization for years, worked for the Angels. He was the only one that would take the Mets job. He had a good connection with Uncle Stevie. And Uncle Stevie, 2.5 years ago, came out and said it's a 5-year plan. That means next year would be the year that the New York Mets should win a title. That's not going to happen. Not the way the Braves have played this year, not the way the Phillies have played this year, not the way the Marlins have played this year. Their division is loaded and only getting better. You bring in David Stearns, great. He succeeded when he took over for the Brewers, built this team from the draft, built it under the salary cap. Great. That's not going to sell to the New York Met fan. He said that they're not rebuilding. They're going to build on the team that they have. That means spend money. Ask Billy Eppler if spending money is the right way to go. It is not. Juan Soto could be available in the next year. I know Met fans were talking about Shohei Ohtani. That's not going to happen. He wants to stay on the West Coast. I've heard if he comes to the East Coast, it's Boston is where he wants to play. They spend all this money on Francisco Lindor. Pete Alonso, who's been the leader of this organization, taking away his social medias, telling all the Met fans that he wants to be a part of this organization for the rest of his career, has been a good Samaritan to the Mets organization, speaking highly of the growth of this organization and wanting to be a part of it. And this organization don't want to extend him. They go after an old man like Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander. Great moves. And what happens with those 2 guys? They want out because the organization wasn't there to win. Because Billy Eppler came out, Uncle Stevie came out. It's another 2-3 years. That's not what he said 3.5 years ago. This organization has been a joke. Has Buck Showalter done enough to keep his job this year? No. Should he have been fired? He was manager of the year last year. This is another Joe Girardi story. Joe Girardi with the Marlins. He wins manager of the year. They fire him at the end of the season after winning manager of the year. He works for the Yankees as a broadcaster, and then he gets the Yankee job after Joe Torre flees and goes to the Dodgers and takes Don Mattingly with him. He wins the World Championship in 2009. The Yankees keep him for 11 years. They get rid of him. He goes to the Phillies for 2 years. He gets fired. Buck Showalter threw Billy Eppler under the bus because Billy Eppler told him to play certain guys. And this wasn't Buck's decision. Buck Showalter's an old guy. He plays old baseball. He doesn't follow nobody. You know the story about Buck Showalter with the New York Yankees? Buck Showalter in 95, at the end of the season, was told that he needed to hire certain bench coaches. Buck did not want to do that. So Steinbrenner fired him, told him to step down or he's going to be fired. So he fires him. Steinbrenner interviews 5 different managers that he really, really liked. None of them wanted the job. So what did George Steinbrenner do after that? He went back to Buck Showalter and told Buck Showalter, the job is yours if you want, and you can do whatever you want with the bench. You know what Buck told him? He told him to sit on it. He doesn't want the job. So what did George Steinbrenner do? He interviewed Joe Torre. He was the last guy on the list to interview. He liked the pitch, and the Yankees hired him. And that began the Yankees dynasty. Did it work? It absolutely did. Has it worked for the New York Mets? Absolutely not. And now you bring in a smart guy, a Harvard graduate, a guy that built the Brewers from bottom to top. He drafted all these great players who choked in the playoffs, in the wild card series this year. Grew up in New York. Grew up a Met fan. What is it going to take David Stearns to rebuild this team, this organization? Uncle Stevie has no problem overpaying for players, management, executives. He don't give a crap. What he likes to do is speak for the people, speak for the Met fans. I'm going to do everything I can to build a winner. When buying championships don't work, but I'm going to do it for you. I want to show you guys that I'm not the coupons, or the Wilpons.